Speaker, yesterday the Minister of Opportunities and Social Development said the quiet part out loud. This has been a chaotic time. Great that that's finally being admitted, but people have already lost their jobs and programs have already been cancelled. It's chaotic because this government is making it chaotic. If the minister admits that this government is in chaos, how can Nova Scotians trust them to make decisions that affect people's livelihoods?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Opportunities and Social Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question. We understand the challenges of a provincial budget. We also understand that when you invest in the right places, you produce results. We haven't had a lot of chance, so I'm hoping that I'm brought up at estimates for the Department of Seniors and Long-Term Care and Department of Opportunities and Social Development so that we can talk about the actual outcomes that are being achieved. And one of the things that hasn't been mentioned, and I want to make sure every Nova Scotian hears this, in January, we attended the opening of the Da Vinci XI, which is a new surgical robot in the province of Nova Scotia. Madam Speaker, during the month of January, little tiny Nova Scotia did more robotic surgeries than any other province in Canada. That's what happens when you invest, and we're going to continue to do that, Madam Speaker.
That's not chaos.
I recognize the Honourable Member for Fairview Clayton Park.
That's great information, but has nothing to do with opportunities and social development. And so, Speaker, the minister yesterday said that she knows which organizations will have their funding restored, but won't tell us because she wants to contact them first out of respect. Well, she didn't respect them when she made these cuts in the first place. And many organizations are still waiting, and they're reaching out to me, to all of us. If the minister is the minister also going to call the organizations whose funding won't be restored also out of respect, or will they find out the same way that everyone else has, after the fact and with no explanation?
I recognize the Honourable Minister for Opportunities and Social Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question. And of course, I've been calling them. That's exactly what a good government does, Madam Speaker. I have been reaching out to many of these organizations, and so I am certainly going to continue to do that today and through the week. Madam Speaker, what I also want all Nova Scotians to know is that the Department of Opportunities and Social Development is investing $1.8 billion in Nova Scotians, and we're going to continue to support them. The Department of Seniors and Long-Term Care's budget is $1.6 billion. Madam Speaker, it's an additional $140 million for our most vulnerable. And just this year alone, we're going to open up an additional 7 new nursing homes, Madam Speaker. That's what a good government does.
Order.